Welcome, Aquarius, to your October 2022 reading. Thanks so much for tuning into my channel. Now, as usual, I am offering my free mini reading for all new subbies. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click that subscribe button, put new subscriber just before your question, and then ask your question after that. Now, the reason I'm asking you to do that is because for everyone else, whether you don't want to be a subscriber, you're already a subscriber, you're a new viewer, or whatever it is, you just might want to ask a question without subscribing. I'm opening it up this month, and as I have been doing the last few months, and I've really been enjoying shuffling for people. I'll shuffle my cards and give you a short answer question like a yes or a no. But for everyone else who is a new subscriber, make sure you put that in there, new subscriber, because you get a more in-depth reading that I do for everyone who is a new subbie. You get that mini reading. Now, happy Halloween, if I haven't said that already. This month is that month where a lot of people around the world celebrate. So if you celebrate Halloween, have a great one, because I love this month as well. Now, let's get into your reading. Now, as I was meditating and shuffling on your cards, a very distinct message came out here. Now, looking at your cards right off the bat, along this bottom row here, I mean, you've got the 8 of Cups, the Fool, the 5 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. So there's a lot of emotion in your month in October. And some of it a little bit sad here as well. But I'll get into that in a little bit, but just in general, I feel like it's a very emotional month. Now, there's a very significant change in your world in October as well. There's an ending to a situation. Now, this could be for some of you, you've got the Queen of Coins or the Queen of Pentacles. In this particular deck, the Tarot of the Witches, this is the Queen of Coins card. And what this card may represent an earth sign in your life. So this could be a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus. Now, traditionally, I would read this card as a Virgo, but as it is a general reading, this can relate to any of these people. Now, the thing with the Virgo card, the Virgo is represented also by the card of the Hermit. Now, you don't have the Hermit here, but the energy of this card can have a lot of Virgonian energy around it, if that is even a word. And so if a lot of you have been alone or on your own, some even to do with a spiritual quest where you've been sort of finding yourself and being away, not so much locking yourself away, but if you imagine a hermit, you know, they go within, they stay on their own, they contemplate the world and its surroundings, and then once they have achieved enlightenment, they go back out to everyone and share what they have learned. So I feel like if you have been in this kind of hermit energy, there will be an ending to this in October. But this is a general reading, and I had a few messages come through, so please take what resonates here. Now, you could potentially be ending a relationship as well with with an earth sign. And for some of you, there could be an ending in the way you spend a change, a release. The Death card talks about a shift that is closing off one part of your life and doing something completely different here. So I feel like for some of you, there may be an issue in terms of the way you spend your money. The Queen of Pentacles is quite a lovely card of abundance. And if you have been having to scrimp and save for a while, there is an ending to that as well. But for some of you, I'm feeling like you may have to change the way you spend. You might have been spending a little bit too much and feel like in October, after, you know, budgeting and looking at your accounts and all of that, you might actually decide that you might have to pull the reins on here. You might have to start hanging on to your money or saving your money. And this could potentially be causing a little bit of conflict here in your family. This may be a decision that may have to be made within a family, and therefore this might be causing a bit of conflict. But yeah, I do see a change here in the way you spend your money. So if you have been spending like crazy and not having any money worries at all, then I feel like you might be pulling in the reins a little bit. And if you have had to have watch your pennies and count your pennies here and hang on to every cent, I think that's ending as well. That's changing, and you're not going to have to be doing that much in the future either. So the reason I'm kind of giving you these options, A, it's a general reading, but also the Four of Pentacles is one of those duality cards. It's either talking about hanging on to your money too tightly or letting it flow out out of your wallet, out of your pockets. It kind of has that meaning. And the interesting thing is the Two of Swords here. This is kind of a stalemate situation. This talks about a stalemate situation. So there is definitely something going on here that perhaps there has been conflict over this within a family in terms of the way you spend. One spends too much, the other doesn't spend enough. Yeah, or the other one hangs on too much. You know, it's there could be this ending to this conflict as well that has been going on for a while. Now, the Eight of Cups here. Now, I feel like this card talks about, it's interesting. The Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups are on either side of the Fool card. And so I feel like the Fool card, it's so interesting as well in this reading. The Fool card is right beneath the Death card. And after an ending, after a change in the way you've been doing something, in the way you've been earning your money, for some of you, this could even be, you might choose to be walking away from a job here that was, it had gotten to the stage where you're going nowhere, and you might feel like it's time to move on, time to make a change here as well. But the Death card right above the Fool card, it's beautiful because it's ending, changing, and right again, the Fool is back at the beginning where there's a new journey, there's a new pathway. And I feel like although this ending could be a little emotional for you here, you know that this change has to come in, and you're quite grateful as well of this change, of this ending to a situation, and you don't know where you're going. You don't, the Fool, you know, if you look at the Fool has one eye kind of a little bit blinded by his cap there. You know, you can see he's almost walking off the cliff here, but his little trusty friends pulling him by the pants and pulling him back and saying, hang on, you know, you're protected here, is what I'm trying to say. So you may not be able to see what is coming for you, and it is quite an emotional time. It can have a lot of fear involved in this as well, but you are on this wonderful new journey, and it is so promising, so hopeful. Don't, you know, the Eight, out of all of the cups is a wonderful sign. It's about love, it's about emotion, and really there's not too many negative cards within that suit, but the Five of Cups is one of those challenging cards that does talk about something being lost, but you are focusing on, in October, I feel like you're focusing on what's gone rather than what's still remaining. And I feel like this ending, this change, this release that is happening for you in October, depending on how you look at the situation, will be how you know, how well you can achieve success for yourself after this. I feel like there is success and happiness coming here for you, but I feel like there is an ending as well before that can happen. And rather than you looking at all of the wonderful potential that the Fool brings in for you, you might be focused on what is gone, and therefore that is perhaps holding you back from really seeing this wonderful opportunity here for you. I feel that Death card and the Fool card together just talk about such opportunity here for a brand new beginning. Now, for some of you, you may be actually traveling physically. You might be moving. The Fool card does talk about going on a journey here, but whatever situation you are going through regarding this ending here, this death, so to speak, this you are protected, you are safe, and even though you know, something's ending, you're a little bit sad, you know where you're going, you don't really know how things are going to turn up. You might be knowing where you're going, but you don't know how things are actually going to turn out for you. It's all in the way that you look at the situation, look at the positives, focus on the positives rather than the negatives here, I feel is really important to say. Now, the Ten of Cups here, I feel like this is one of the happiest cards in the deck. This is the happily ever after card here. And I feel like even though there is this shifting and changing going on in your life, could be work related, as I said, and this little bit of conflict here I am seeing in the Two of Swords. There is a happily ever after here, Aquarius. It's absolutely beautiful. The Ten of Cups talks about an you're emotionally balanced. It's almost like a wish that you had been dreaming of has come true. And it could be related to this ending. You may have been wanting this situation with this Queen of Pentacles to end for quite some time. If that does relate to you, or you may be having wanted this job that may be ending to end for some time. So that is a wish come true. And if you have been struggling financially, I feel like for some of you that there may be an ending to that as well. But for those of you that may have to tighten your belts a little bit in October, there might be an ending to a source of income, and you're having to hang on to your pennies a little bit until you begin your new journey here that I can see. There's a happy ever after to that as well. You are protected, Aquarius, so don't stress too much about that. Now, your final card here from the Gateway Oracle deck is Emerging into Grace. And the affirmation on this particular card is, I open my soul to grace. So if you meditate, you just say that affirmation over and over to yourself, just even in the quiet times when you're just sitting there driving home or to work. Just repeat, I open my soul to grace. Now, the meaning of this card is, all is well. You can relax and let go, for your path is divinely guided. Gifts from the Creator are pouring into your life. Gratitude abounds. A spirit of grace is softly unfolding in your life. The universe wants you to know, in the stillness of retreat, the gifts of spirit will emerge at your feet. In gratitude and thankfulness, an opening into the deepest spiritual realms is occurring. Simply be ready and be open as waves of sacred love will pour into your heart. Grace is growing within you so that more and more you serve as a safe sanctuary for others. I really like that message in that card for you, Aquarius, and I feel that this very much is connected a little bit with that Queen of Coins, as well as that the Death and the Fool card, because the Queen of Coins, as I mentioned, this is the card that I would that normally represents Virgo, and I feel like, as this card here says, you know, you're emerging from a time of quiet here, and there is, it's almost like you've attained that, you know, those deep levels of knowing. If there have been things that you have been contemplating on quietly in Virgo energy, this really does talk about that. Emerging into grace really does talk about that. And, you know, in a way it relates to, as I said, that Death card and the Fool card as well. You are protected here. Just let go of this shift or this change, which will be significant, because, and significant doesn't mean serious or negative either. I feel like there is a lot of positivity. There's a lot of love and emotion, and everything's going to be all right because you have that happily ever after card. And you are protected. That little dog in the Fool card, if you can see him just pulling at the pants of the little jester, that really is about protection. It talks about you are being divinely protected here. So this as well, you know, it's almost like you are emerging into grace here. It's quite lovely energy, quite soothing, quite calming. So I hope that resonates with you, Aquarius. I hope I didn't go on or off tangent. Don't forget, take me up on my offer of that free mini reading. For if you are a new subscriber, just make sure you write new subscriber before your question. And for everyone else who just wants me to shuffle my cards for you, just put your question below. You don't have to do anything else. Have a wonderful month. Happy Halloween again. I hope to see you next month. Bye.